History is hidden beneath the earth, sometimes a pickaxe strike, sometimes chance, and sometimes the result of centuries of research reveals it. Humanity digs the soil, breaks stones, and gets covered in dust to learn about its past. And occasionally, what it finds can change everything we know. In the first episode of this video series, I will share 6 archaeological discoveries that shook the world when they were found, virtually rewrote history, and remain important even today. Each one is a significant discovery that made us question our historical knowledge and caused archaeologists to reconsider their theories and narratives about history. Get ready, because these discoveries are so powerful and impactful that they continue to amaze us with their mysteries. Discovery 1. The Rosetta Stone. The year is 1799. Egypt. The town of Rosetta. Pierre-François Bouchard, an officer in Napoleon's army, finds a black granite stone while excavating a fortress wall. The stone bears inscriptions in 3 different languages: ancient Egyptian hieroglyphs, Demotic, and ancient Greek. At first glance, it seemed ordinary, but it would later be understood that this stone was the most important cornerstone for deciphering the ancient Egyptian language. Until that time, Egyptian hieroglyphs were largely an incomprehensible puzzle. Thanks to the Rosetta Stone, scientists, especially Jean-François Champollion, managed to solve the mystery of hieroglyphs. Thousands of years of texts became readable thanks to this granite stone, and what was written on it, the secrets of the pharaohs, the walls of temples, the spells inside pyramids, they could now be read. This discovery not only enabled us to understand ancient Egypt, but also opened a new door to the entire written culture of ancient civilizations. This raises a question. Was this black granite stone randomly buried in that fortress, or had someone deliberately hidden it? Discovery 2. Tutankhamun's tomb. The year is 1922. Egypt, the Valley of the Kings. Archaeologist Howard Carter has been conducting excavations in that region for years and is about to lose hope. His sponsor, Lord Carnarvon, is considering ending the funding, but Carter wants to try his luck one more time. And one day, a miracle happens, and the stairway to the tomb is revealed. The place they entered is the tomb of the young pharaoh Tutankhamun, buried 3,000 years ago. Inside, there is a golden throne, golden masks, precious jewels of all kinds, and toys, a treasure almost completely untouched. However, after Tutankhamun's tomb was opened, various illnesses and sudden deaths began to occur among some members of the team. The most notable of these is Lord Carnarvon, the sponsor of the excavation. He dies from an infection a few months after the tomb's opening. Whether it's a coincidence or not, similar illnesses begin to appear in other people who entered the tomb. For example, some workers who worked in the tomb experience health problems, such as poisoning, flu, fever, or infection. According to legend, anyone who disturbs Tutankhamun will face death. It is claimed that there are warnings at the entrance to the tomb along the lines of, "Whoever harms the tomb will be cursed." This has never been scientifically proven. Despite everything, this discovery is the most magnificent monument of Egyptian archaeology. The real mystery is this: Tutankhamun died at only 19 years old, and his tomb is very small compared to other pharaohs, carelessly and hastily prepared. What happened to the young pharaoh, and why was he buried so early and hastily? Discovery 3. Pompeii. The year is 1748. Italy, near Naples. Excavation workers find strange remains beneath the earth: walls, statues, houses. But these are not ordinary remains. In Pompeii, time seems to have frozen in an instant. 79 AD, August 24th. Pompeii is a bustling Roman city. Markets are open, bathhouses are full, streets are lively, but Mount Vesuvius is restless. There have been tremors for days. Waters are warming and becoming murky. Some are leaving the city. Most are staying. And then a massive eruption. Vesuvius erupts with such fury that the sky darkens. A rain of hot ash and stones begins. People try to flee, but it's already too late. The ash falls so quickly that within hours, the city is buried under meters of ash. People die in their homes, in the streets, in the places where they sought shelter. The ash covers everything, preserves their shapes, virtually petrifying them. 1,700 years later, archaeologists pour plaster into those petrified cavities, and the resulting tableau is horrifying. Families embracing each other, children with their hands covering their faces, people who fell while trying to escape. Death has literally turned to stone in that moment. Pompeii is today the world's best preserved ancient city. Wall inscriptions are still readable, there are still unburned coals in bread ovens, paintings on walls are as vivid as if newly drawn. Pompeii is like a frozen photograph of Roman life. The discovery of this city opened new doors in the field of history and archaeology. Through the city's excavations, ancient Roman daily life, urban planning, architecture, artistic understanding, and social order could be examined in detail. Ways of life that were previously assumed from written sources or artifacts were supported with concrete evidence thanks to Pompeii. The decoration of houses, wall paintings, and mosaics directly showed the daily habits, beliefs, and aesthetic understanding of the Roman people. But the real question is this: there were warnings for days, earthquakes, murky waters, fleeing animals. Why did so many people choose to stay? What did they trust in? Were they caught off guard? Discovery 4. Machu Picchu. The year is 1911. Peru, the Andes Mountains. American archaeologist Hiram Bingham is searching for a lost Incan city. A local guide leads him up a steep slope, and suddenly, through the trees, a stone city appears. At an altitude of 2,400 meters, among the clouds, a city on mountain peaks. Hundreds of buildings, temples, terraces. The stones are cut so perfectly that not even a knife can fit between them. No mortar, no cement, just stone. And for 400 years, no one had found this city. The Spanish conquered the Inca Empire in 1532, but they never found Machu Picchu. Had the Incas deliberately hidden the city, or had it simply been forgotten over time? Some say this was a sacred temple city. Others say it was the emperor's summer palace. Perhaps it was an observation center to measure the stars, the sun, and time. But no one knows for certain. Machu Picchu is today one of the 7 wonders of the world, but it's still mysterious. Among the clouds, silent, enigmatic. The real question is this: why did the Incas build such a massive city so high up, in such an inaccessible place? How did they carry the stones to such heights? How did they bring water? And most importantly, why did they suddenly abandon it? Discovery 5. Lascaux Cave. The year is 1940. France, the Dordogne forests. 4 young people and a dog find a hole in the ground while exploring. The dog jumps into the hole. The young people follow. And in the darkness, they notice something. The walls are almost alive. Horses running, bison charging, deer flying, hundreds of animal figures covering the walls. The colors are still vibrant, the lines still sharp, as if they were drawn yesterday. But these paintings weren't drawn yesterday. The paintings date back 17,000 years. Yes, you heard that right. 17,000 years. In the Paleolithic era, people went deep into the cave. With torches in their hands, natural pigments, red earth, black charcoal, yellow clay. They carved the walls, painted them. They drew animals so realistically that they seemed to move in the shadows. But why these caves? They didn't live there. The caves are too deep, too dark, too cold. The entrance is difficult, no ventilation. Some paintings are in such narrow passages that you have to crawl to reach them. So why did they draw these paintings? Some said these were hunting magic, or a kind of wishing stone. Draw the animal on the wall, and you'll hunt it. Some claim they were for educational purposes, drawn to show young people which animals to hunt. Others say they symbolize a religious ceremony. go down into the dark cave, speak with spirits. Perhaps the purpose of the paintings was none of these. Perhaps it was simply art, but there's still an unexplained mystery. Some of these paintings are in the narrowest, deepest, most inaccessible parts of the cave. Why did they go there? What were they hiding? Or from whom were they hiding? And why were they drawn in the darkest corners of the cave? Discovery 6. Göbekli Tepe. The year is 1994. Turkey, Ürümçi village. German archaeologist Klaus Schmidt is walking on a hill, looking at stones. He notices something. These stones aren't random, they're very orderly. He starts excavating, and giant stone pillars emerge from beneath the earth. T-shaped, 5 meters high, weighing tons, with carved animals on them. Foxes, snakes, scorpions, vultures, arranged in a circle, like a temple. The construction date of the temple is calculated using carbon testing. Exactly 12,000 years. How is this possible? Stonehenge was built 5,000 years ago. The Egyptian pyramids 4,500 years ago. So Göbekli Tepe is exactly 7,000 years older than them. And there's something even more interesting. 12,000 years ago, people were nomadic. They had no cities. They didn't know agriculture. Writing hadn't been discovered yet. They were hunter-gatherers. They lived in caves. So who built this giant stone temple, and how? Göbekli Tepe completely changed the narrative of history. History books used to say, first came agriculture, then settled life, then temples. But with the discovery of Göbekli Tepe, it became clear that the opposite had happened. People built the temple first, then everything else. People came together to build the temple. They settled around the temple. To live there, they planted wheat. Therefore, the temple actually created civilization. But why did they build this temple there? What were they worshiping there? Why did they carry tons of stone from kilometers away? What do the animal figures they drew mean? And why is the temple in a buried state? Yes, buried. The temple at Göbekli Tepe was deliberately covered with earth after a certain period. Why would someone bury an entire temple? 12,000 years ago, in Anatolia, hunter-gatherer people built a giant temple on top of a mountain. We don't know what they believed, what they saw, what they felt, but now we know this. Belief came before civilization. Conclusion. The message of history. 6 discoveries. 6 doors to the past. Some were found by chance, some were searched for years, but they all have a common message. The civilizations humanity has built are much older than we thought, much more complex, much more mysterious. 12,000 years ago, people we call primitive erected massive temples. 17,000 years ago, they created perfect artistic works on cave walls. 2,000 years ago, they hid books full of secrets in caves. And even today, we still don't know all the answers. Archaeology isn't just about digging up the past. It's about drawing lessons for the future. Pyramids, inscriptions, statues are telling us something. Now think about this. Thousands of years from now, what will the archaeologists excavating our time find? When they see our ruined cities, our buildings, our technology, what will they think? How will they remember us? And perhaps the most important question. Right now, at this very moment, what secrets are waiting beneath the earth? Which cities are still undiscovered? Which tombs are yet unopened? Which inscriptions are still unread? The discoveries that change history don't end here. Maybe tomorrow someone will find something. A stone, a wall, an inscription, and everything will change again. If you enjoy such historical topics, lost civilizations, and mysterious discoveries, don't forget to like my video, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Every week, I share new stories, new secrets, new discoveries from the depths of the past. See you in the next video.